Let's go.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Chaotic Minds. I am your host, DJ Thunderbase, aka Devontae Ewing, and I am joined with my co-hosts.
Hello, guys, girls, and squirrels. My name is Henry Montney. I'm also known as Mayhem the Heart's Mace.
Hello, I'm Dark Trooper coming from you live from a secret location, aka my couch.
Bow down, mortals. The Supreme Llama Overlord has arrived, ready to spit wisdom, and rule the podcast kingdom.
Damn it, Llama.
The four-legged creature.
We need
And
a
we're
count.
going to start today off like we always start off with our relationships from Mayhem Heartsmates.
All right, so for relationships, as we always start off with, communication is key, people. Guys, girls, squirrels, doesn't matter who you are, always communicate accordingly. A discussion discourse is the main thing for exactly. The dog knows, but exactly. You need that in life. You need communication and discourse to get an understanding with one another for significant others, friends, relationships, family, and or coworkers. Also, we're going to get into the concept of communication is you don't slander the people that you care about or love, or other people in general. Always remember that when it comes to a relationship. You don't say vile things about them or spew venom. It's negative, it's bad, it's wrong. Don't do it, okay? Next on the list when it comes to relationships, when you're trying to help somebody, make sure you have the proper understanding of what's doing and going on before you try to help with something like lifting something with the person, or cleaning, or knowing if they already cleaned the spot or not, or if it does look like it still needs to be cleaned or not. Same thing goes for when you're working in a house with your significant other. You guys do some housely duties or chores together. Whoever has the harder job or longer job usually would be the one doing the least amount of chores in the house, because they will be the ones gone the longest. So the other person would be the one more likely to do more chores. But at the time, they can switch off for other things. Like I would say for me and my wife and everything, I cut the grass and everything when I need to, and organize, clean, fix anything else, or lift the heavy stuff, or move it, or shift, or whatever else needs to be fixed or glued, because kids like to break things. And Gorilla Glue is your friend when it comes to things breaking.
Don't forget about Gorilla Tape.
Yes, Gorilla Tape. Thank you. Because remember, duct tape is silver, but silence is golden. When it comes to that for relationships as well, for you ladies out there, to let you know, men are simple. We're very simple usually. And we'll do some weird or say some weird things occasionally. There are those strange ones. You're going to always have those no matter which direction you go. But men would be like 3 to 4 things, and it's simple. We like our bellies full. We like our balls empty. And we like some silence or some peace and calm when we come home after a day of chaos, working or being around loud noises at all times. We like that little bit of silence just for a little bit. I sit in a room for probably 30 minutes to an hour sometimes, just quiet, before I talk to anybody or anything. I'll just sit here and paint a figure or put something together. Right now I'm building a giant mimic castle. Boy, howdy, it takes some time. I'd spend some time quietly. Men are pretty simple. And there's a fourth thing in there that for some people, depending on if they're social or not, you let your man hang out with his homies, or at least play some games online with his homies every once in a while. like once or twice a week of, hey, buddy, want to get it on? All right, cool. We need our own outlet. I tell you, ladies, that right now men have outlets that are easy and simple and fun. For you ladies, I know you have yours, and if they're different for every lady, different for any person. For me, my wife's a tomboy. I lucked out. Got one of the best. She reads, does her own thing, minds her own business, does whatever she wants at the time, and takes care of the kids, and then goes and works out. And then will actually play video games. And she's beaten some of the games that I haven't even had a chance to beat yet. I'm like halfway through, and I'm like, oh, you did all the accomplishments? Oh, man. So when it comes to significant others as well, when it comes to a relationship, you should always be trying to help one another or accommodate when you need to. You remember, it's not about you anymore when you're in a relationship. It's about us. It's a two-way street. It's a yin and yang. You need that flux, that yin and yang. Where you may lack, they may gain. Where they may gain, you may lack. All depending. And go vice versa, depending on who you are. For me and my wife, it works great. I'm tall, 6 foot. Wife, 4'10". Big difference in height.
Did you just add 3 inches to your wife?
She's not a hobbit, even when she calls herself a hobbit. She's close, though. Love Lord of the Rings.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, well, I have the hobbit feet, though. I'm the one with the big, hairy feet. It's kind of funny. Everything else is natural, slick, except for my hairy arms and then hairy feet.
Yeah,
And
shit,
they look
you
like
can have my
hobbits.
hairy ass while you're at it.
Think about it. A majority of them actors were around your height.
Yeah, which is funny because of how they did the just distance, the cameraing and everything, and making things bigger around them. It's pretty neat movie magic.
Wish
Some of
somebody would do that for me.
I need more mirrors. Damn
Well,
it, Mama.
Very important in relationships. You should never go to bed angry. Stay up and plot your revenge instead.
You know, that's happened and with exes. Not with the wife, ever. Never. I'm so glad I've never had to argument, fight, or drama in 11 years. Happy. No problems. But other exes, you're getting the Dutch oven.
Exes.
You ever accidentally Dutch oven yourself, sit there
Yes.
and fart in the blanket, forget that you did it, and then like go to adjust and it just all comes up in your face?
It also, if you ever have rot foot or trench foot, the smell was always there. It sucked. So glad you can take care of that stuff. Same thing with athlete's foot. Mind you, in a relationship, your smell is important in a relationship as well. You can keep yourself clean and cleansy. Basic deodorants, it's actually for the sweat, not for the smell. Your natural smells is how you know if you attract to somebody or you're genetically compatible as well. Like, I'm not saying do 10 laps, play basketball for an hour or two, and maybe like hit the heavy bag and then come around stinking like crazy. And no, that's different. That's BO. Your natural smell that you normally get after you've been out of the shower or whatever else, and you didn't use any kind of special smell stuff, and you're just what you are. Everybody has their own hormones and smells and unique things that connect. It's also how you know if you're good around somebody, or if you can
Yes,
trust
we
them.
don't need another pheromone couple.
Yes. A lot of people don't realize if they are compatible with somebody as well, mentally, emotionally, or genetically, or anything else, because of smell. Sometimes you get eluded by a perfume or a deodorant, stuff like that. Same thing with certain clothings or certain makeups. Nothing against it. What does makeup sound like when you say the word makeup? Makeup and aesthetic. You're making up for something. You don't need natural's better. You don't need makeup at times. I know the makeup companies are like, get him. yeah.
Lies. Oh, lies.
I prefer natural.
Same thing with the acne stuff. A lot of those acne company things. Yeah, no. Sometimes it gives you more acne. Plus all the makeup they tell you to put on and the cover up or whatever else after. No. You're suffocating your skin and your face and your pores. Clean them out with natural water, maybe a little bit of soap every once in a while and stuff. Wash normally.
Or just not have a stressful environment.
Sometimes it's stress.
A lot of times with acne, a lot of times
That's easier said than done, though.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mayhem
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
have a
one
whole lot of
environment.
acne with the guy he works with.
Break out.
Well, with me, I actually ended up with acne for a little bit as a teenager, and then I tried the products, and it made me get more acne. I stopped using the products, just washed my face normally. It went away. And then the only time I ever get zits, which is weird, is actually on the top of my head. I don't get them on my face. I don't get them anywhere else, really. I just top of my head. Except for the occasional ingrown hair. I feel bad for anybody that gets those. Ow. No matter where it's at.
I get them almost everywhere.
Yeah, same. You and me get it from our Native American side of our family. But on that note, for relationships and everything, is there anything would you guys like to chime in or chip about as well for anything for relationships, ideas, questions, anything for what I said?
Communication is the key part, is one of the key pillars of a relationship.
Yep. And just remember that, people, that is one of the things I will always be reminding all of you, because that seems to be the one thing everybody fails. On that note.
Argue naked so I can watch.
Damn it, Llama. It's time for some lore. Lore.
Lore.
S'mores! S'mores!
Now you're
Good
getting
evening, my fellow true believers. I am Dark Trooper, and we're going to be talking about a fable that most people know and love called Jack and the Beanstalk.
I believe.
Ooh, it's a fable as old as time.
It is oldest time, actually. Jack and the story goes is Jack is a young, poor kid, and his mom gives their last precious possession, their cow, to go and sell to get by and buy food. Well, Jack goes off to town, meets a man on the way, sells the cat, trades the cow for some magic beans. Well, Jack, being the naive little shit that he is, makes the trade, runs back to his mom, saying, "Mom, look at what I got." Mom, being furious, takes the beans and throws them out to you, yelling, "You're not getting any food," and sends Jack to bed with no supper. Little do they know, in the middle of the night, this giant beanstalk grows in the backyard. Jack, being the curious lad that he is, the next morning, Jack sees this giant beanstalk and thinks to himself, "I'm going to climb this." So he climbs this giant beanstalk all the way up into the heavens. And in the heavens, he sees a castle. He goes over to it, knocks on the door, and a nice giantess says, "Go away. My husband will eat you if you don't." But she, seeing that he's desolate and poor, takes pity on him and it feeds him. But then her husband comes back and says, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. I will use his bones to make me bread." The wife hides him. The boy hides Jack. And
Hey, no cheating by reading it on your phone.
I will read it out on my phone if I want to, goddammit. And the giant eats his supper and goes to bed. Jack steals a bag of coins and rushes back down to the town. The next day, he steals a goose that he comes back, steals a chicken that lays golden eggs. And the last time he comes, he steals a harp that sings the most beautiful music. Well, the harp yells to his master, "This guy is stealing me! Help, help!" The giant wakes up, chases after Jack. Jack rushes down the beanstalk with the harp, yelling and screaming, carrying on. And when he reaches the bottom, he hears the giant hat. It's like quarter of the way down. Jack yells to Mom, "Mom, bring me an axe!" And he starts chopping the beanstalk and killing the giant. That's just the Cliff Notes version.
Yeah, it's a whole longer story altogether, though. It is
Nowadays, Jack would show up at the castle and sit there and ask for the Wi-Fi password.
that would be funny.
Anyway, the thing is, the thing is this story is literally old as pretty much one of the oldest stories. It's one of the biggest concepts was the idea of a small person, small clever person always beats a strong brutal person, like a brutish dumb person. In the case of the giant, it was the brutal dumb, and Jack being the smart one. The other idea is when is stealing things from powerful beings. Like a good example of that is like Prometheus stealing fire from Olympus. It would be a perfect example of that same structure. Or Odysseus and the Cyclops, or David and Goliath, if you want to get biblical.
Yeah. Well, the David and Goliath was not just biblical; that was an actual event.
Yeah. Other ideas is the beanstalk itself. A lot of cultures believe that beanstalks are actually sacred and actually transition between. It's actually a thing that transitions between life and death. Since they're connected to the earth, and that's a lot of times, a lot of cultures believe that death is in the soil, in the earth, and the fact that this thing grows out of the earth shows life from death. So, like a lot of things, like Yggdrasil from Norse mythology, was like that. It's connected to multiple places across the multiverse, across all the planes of Norse mythology. A lot of other cultures are like that, or like the
It's the cycle of death. It's the concept of life and death, of Mother Nature and death, which is something that I bring up when it comes to religion. I'm multi-religious about stuff and believe in God, but I also believe in death and Mother Nature, and the death and Mother Nature are an endless cycle of a yin and yang, and that's what the religion of the rebellion was, of the Y-E-N, not the I-O-N, and death and Mother Nature have it as a cycle for life of existence and understanding, because when something sometimes dies, it becomes life again. A tree falls, it grows moss and regrows more life and mushrooms all over it.
okay, that's about it for that. Yeah, that's about like that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions?
For Jack and the Beanstalk, that story has been told for a very long time, and
Very
What?
long time.
This is the first
when
time
I'm
I've ever
wondering-
heard it.
damn it, Llama. But I swear that I wonder if there were magical beans at one point that were actually grew even half that would be just how big it would be, and giants did exist, so it could have been just
It could be argued that when back before farming was a thing, like mass production farming was a thing, we were a hunter and gatherer tribes. So actually seeing people actually growing the plants to actually make food is a
It's like
magical thing.
yeah,
So
it's like mind blowing.
It's mind blowing, and so it's like for people who've done nothing but gather food
And
for
hunt.
all time. So it's
Yeah.
like seeing things growing from the ground. You could argue that's where that part of the particular part of the story came from.
What if giants still exist and we just don't have the magic beans anymore?
They do exist.
They do exist, and I believe
Have
that
you seen that one Asian basketball player, or Shaq?
there's some giants. I mean, there's our actual Nephilim kind of giants that were even taller and bigger. That used to eat people. Those stories of giants, like the Native American tribes. Like me and Devontae are very in depth in those. Is the red-haired giants, and they were known for eating tribes of Native Americans till a bunch of tribes came together to hunt them and push them back into a cave, and then they found the skeletons of them years later, and then the government came in and made them disappear. Just like at
The
the
government came and took my baby.
Yep. But that's enough for that part for lore now. DJ Thunderbase, this is your favorite segment, isn't it?
It is time to move on to celebrity birthdays. Alright, and we are going to start off today with September 11th, 9/11, and we're going to actually start it off with the wise man himself, Paul Heyman.
That guy was wise, I'll tell you that.
I
ECW.
thought you were going to say Ludacris for a second.
I was about to do that one, but you got it. Go for
ahead.
it. Man.
I got mine already.
All right, well, a Ludacris 48, a rapper. And I grew up listening to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what and why he never actually got like one of the top, like being one of the top dudes. Every single time he came out with a song, it was fire. And every single time something would happen.
Mm-hmm.
How about Scott Patterson, 67? He was in. He appeared in Gilmore Girls both seasons, and in 3 Saw movies as a detective.
Nice. Got Scott Patterson, 67, TV
That's what we
actor.
just did.
Wow, how the hell did I do that? I thought it was the other guy. All right, Tyler Hoechlin, 38, TV actor. That's the one I thought you guys did. I don't know how I just skipped it. Maybe it was when you were
Paying attention, that's why.
I got me one. I'm going to
this
butcher their name, though, probably. Minamoto no Yori, born September 11th, 1182,
Oh, wow.
was the second shogun of Japan's Kamakura shogunate.
How about Paul Bear Portray, football coach? He died in 1983 at the age of 69. Giggity.
Here's one. Harry Connick Jr., 57, pop singer.
I got another one right here, but sadly, a passing was Loto Savage, 1988 to 2025. Wow, that was this year. He died. Wow. March 19th at 36 years old.
How about Tommy Bowe, comedian for 33? He's one of the guys on Schmosh TV. He's actually a very nice person.
Amy Madigan, 75, a movie actress. Let's do like one more before we go up to the 12th.
Here we go. Kygo DJ. He's an EDM DJ, amazing artist.
All right, let's go to the 12th. We got rest in peace, buddy. Paul Walker, 1973 to 2013. I love him, the Fast Furious. It's just too bad he took a car ride with a guy that couldn't drive. I feel bad for that guy too, but still, you killed a great dude. That was messed up, man.
How about this? Jennifer Hudson, 44. Pop singer.
Are we on the 12th?
Yes,
we are.
One of the greatest people of history was born on September 12th, 1818. Richard Jordan Gatlin, the inventor of the Gatling gun.
Oh yeah, that was that's one of my favorite guns. The DACA, all the DACA.
Oh, here, how about this one? One of the tallest basketball players there is, Yao Ming, 45.
Didn't we just mention him recently? Yeah, that dude is really tall.
Mm-hmm.
You got another one right here. Lucas C.K., 58, comedian. Let's do one
One
or
of my
two.
favorite composers, Hans Zimmer, 68.
Nice,
It's a
nice.
soundtrack to a lot of really famous movies.
All right.
Like,
We go to,
for example, he's the one that did the soundtrack for Pirates.
Oh yeah, Pirates are. Now you're making me want to watch all the movies again. And all that stuff. I just love Johnny Depp though. Oh man, great guy. All right, now we're gonna go to a September 13th.
How about I got one? Ronald DeFeo, children's author. He died in November 23rd, 1990s, at the age of 73. He is the author of books called The BFG, James and the Giant Peach, Matilda, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Witches.
Oh, there's a nice little segue into my person. Milton S. Hershey, the founder of the Hershey Chocolate Company, who also established the town of Hershey, Pennsylvania, and his legacy includes the Hershey Park Amusement Park and the Milton Hershey School.
So he was a vampire. He said Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that does.
Well,
I didn't say
here we
Transylvania.
TV producer, comedian, actor, Tyler Perry, creator of Medea.
Oh, you
The
got
man
me.
who literally will go on stage in a dress and go, "What?"
Yeah. See, I have no problem with drag queens. I love them. When you do a drag queen moment, it's funny. It's great. It's beautiful at times.
He's also the one that brought us Mr. Brown.
Oh,
I'll
And
show
he
you,
was in
Mr.
the
Brown.
Turtles movie.
oh,
The
damn it,
recent
Llama.
one. How about Richard Keel? He died in 2014 at the age of 74. He's best known for Happy Gilmore and as the steel-toothed Jaws from James Bond.
Dude, he was so. That was one of my favorite villains for a long time on the original James
Same.
Bond.
My all-time though would have to be Odd Job.
Odd Job was just so cool, but him, Jaws, it was actually a cute romantic ending. He did all this stuff. He would catch bullets with his mouth. He'd snap giant wires and cables, and then
You know that raw licorice, right?
Yeah. It just how it looked though, and they
I know.
but also because a real cable snapping like that would have ripped his face right off.
Mm-hmm.
But also it had a cute love story at the very end where their pod is flying off in space, where Bond blew up the station, and that was one of the only ones that survived. And it was him and the nerdy girl floating off together, having happy love until they died. I was like, oh, that's sweet, but messed up. All right, got next one right here though. Dave Mustaine, 64, metal singer.
Oh yes,
Megadeth, and former guitarist from Metallica.
Yep.
I just want to say this because his name is hilarious as fuck. Bong Bong Makoros. He's a politician. He's 68. He's the dictator of the Philippines. I just wanted to say it because of his name.
Have you guys?
Ooh,
We got
this TV actress Jean Smart, 74 years old.
nice. I got one right here. Boy Meets World himself, Ben Savage. Wow, I didn't realize his last name was Savage. That's just so sad. He's 45. He's only a few years older than me. Wow. And Girls Meet World. I haven't actually.
A YouTuber I used to watch a lot. Brizzy Voices,
I remember looking
34. It's amazing YouTube act. She does voice impressions a lot.
Nice.
I'm not even going to try to pronounce this entire name. I'm just going to go with at the very end, Al Mumun, who reigned from 813 until his death in 833. His leadership was marked the power and prosperity of Abbas. Dear God. Yeah, I bit off way more than I could chew on that one. But the dude was born in 786, so I had to mention him.
He's going deep in there for birthdays.
Mhm.
All right, we got Ed Roberts, 1941 to 2010, entrepreneur. What are you an entrepreneur of, sir? Successful PC, the first wildly, okay. Okay, just mostly just stuff involving microprocessor stuff. That's really cool, but let's go on to the 14th if everybody's ready.
Mhm.
I got one. Sam Neill, 78. He's best known for his portrayal of Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. He was also in a movie called New Horizons, which I think it kind of ties into 140K because his ship gets stuck into the warp and comes back all hellish and corrupted.
It's hardcore.
Here's one. Soul singer, Amy Winehouse, 1983 to 2011. Taken away way too early.
Oh, yeah. Got Andrew Lincoln, 52, TV actor.
Dante Alighieri, an Italian poet, writer, and philosopher, born in 1265, died in 1321. Dante is best known for his epic poem, The Divine Comedy, which remains one of the most important works in world literature.
Nice. That's really awesome. I got one. Blair White, one of my favorites. She actually is from Michigan.
You're from Michigan.
32 years old.
about-
She's way younger than me. And yes, I know that, she's everybody doesn't understand she's trans, but she's one of the most passing awesome people I've ever seen on the internet, and she is awesome to me.
Here's one.
Gun she shot.
Current Pope Leo the 9th. The 19th. He's 70.
How
Wow.
about Andrew Lincoln, 52, best known as Rick from the Walking Dead series?
Nice. We got Sam Neill, 78, movie actor. You
Get
guys
that
may
one
know-
already.
Oh, we did? How did I miss Sam Neill? I didn't hear you guys.
That was the first one.
That's probably why. I was staring at somebody else at that moment. All right, got JT Money, 53, rapper. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Live crew Luke Skywalker at the talent show in Florida. That was interesting.
Here's one.
We got recognized.
Politician Ron DeSantis. He's 47.
That's a Florida governor, I believe. All right. Here we go. Melissa Liu, 65, movie actress. We'll do one more before we shift off to the 15th. Wow, it reset me all the way to the top. What's going on now? Come on, internet. Who was the last one for the 14th? Here we go. Denjon Washington, 30, football player. Go to the 15th now.
Go
You
with
ever get the urge to get up out of your chair and go use the bathroom?
How about Marco Polo?
What? Damn it,
Marco!
So,
54
Prince
to
Harry,
24.
41 years old.
How about Tommy Lee Jones, 79, movie actor?
Well, you guys got Tom Hardy, 48, movie actor. Venom, and amongst other different actors and things he's played in. I liked him in Inception.
I liked him in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, that was good too. Peaky Blinders got burned out for me, though, sadly, by some ex-friends that just played it on a repeat.
How about this? From 1890 to 1976, novelist Agatha Christie.
I was literally about to get to that one.
Queen of Crime. She's considered the Queen of Crime. Did a lot of British mystery books.
I got
How about a big old tool time salute? to William Howard Taft, U.S. President. He died in 1930 at the age of 72. He was the 27th President of the United States of America.
We had a 27th president of the United States of America.
Damn it, Llama. I gotta do one more. Barry Shalkaba Henley.
Shabaka.
Sabaka, thank you. Yeah, he appeared with Tom Hanks and Stan Takuchi in Steven Spielberg's film of Terminal and other things. All right, so let's go to the 16th now.
How about
Charles
Alexa?
Crocker, 1822 to 1888, an American railroad executive and one of the big four who built the Central Pacific Railroad, completed the first transcontinental railroad in the United States.
With a lot of dead Chinese people beneath him, too. How about Alexis Blair?
I got dog.
Alexis Bledel?
Yeah, Alexis Bledel. A TV actress, she's 44. She's best known for Rory Gilmore in Gilmore Girls. She also plays a prostitute in Sin City, which after I've watched her in Gilmore Girls and then I see her doing a prostitute in Sin City, I'm like, that's a big shift.
How's about this? Former drummer of the Jonas Brothers, Nick Jonas.
Nice.
He's 33.
How about Sappho, born in the year 630 BCE, ancient Greek poet from the island of Lesbos, famous for her lyric poetry, much of it celebrating love and passion. And yeah, I said from BCE.
How about Jennifer Tilly, movie actress, 76. She's best known for being in Seed of Chucky.
Yeah, she.
Oh yeah, that's right. She played the Chucky's wife.
Yep.
She looks better as a blonde, honestly.
She does. It's weird.
How about this? Rapper, Flo Rida, 46.
We got
Slow Ride.
Brina Bryan, 41, pop singer.
Not his song.
And then we're gonna go to today, September 17th.
Wait, no, one more.
All right, what is it?
1925 to 2015. One of the kings of blues, B.B. King.
Nice. All right, now we're on the 17th, which is today. Got one right here. Patrick Mahomes, 30, football player.
How about this? Scott Hoying, 34, pop singer. He was one of the vocalists from Pentatonics.
How about
I like the
Bobby
Pentatonics.
Lee? He's 54 years old. He's best known. He's a Korean actor, American actor in comedy. He's best known for his memorable sketches in Mad TV.
Hypatia of Alexandria, born in 360 AD, a Greek mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher in Roman Egypt.
How about this? Hank Williams Sr. from 1923 to 1953.
Got John Rittler, 1948 to 2003, TV actor. He Three's Company and a couple.
Are you sure that's not Ritter?
It is Ritter. I can't read right.
I was about to say that name sounds pretty familiar, and then you said Three's Company. I'm like, yep, John Ritter. I used to watch
All
Three's
right.
Company all the time as a kid.
Oh yeah, we got a Hank Williams Sr.
I just said that.
Damn it. We're gonna do that too. Count mess ups, our birthday mess ups. Who messes up more?
How about this? Movie actress Anne Bancroft from 1931 to 2005. She was best known for playing Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate.
Blocked my.
She also
All
was Annie Sullivan in The Miracle Worker.
I'll
Great
show
one.
you my miracle worker.
Oh, right, him.
Yeah,
How about
Mayhem.
Charlie Martin? Age
What?
70. He is the voice actor behind Mario and Luigi.
Oh. We got another one right here. Malik Yoba, 58, TV actor. We'll do one more, and then we'll.
I have a feeling this guy got famous mainly because of his name and probably because of his family background, but a young Tim Burton. He's listed as a YouTube star, only 38 years old.
all
I
right.
got one. I got
And
one
he's
more.
just like a rich life persona.
Phidias from 480 BCE, the legendary Greek sculptor and architect credited with creating the statue of Zeus at Olympia.
Neat. So, on that note, this was your birthdays for the week for celebrities, historians, or any other types.
Chickens.
Mhm.
If you find a chicken with a birth date, let me know. But
But
until
now
then,
we are moving on to our safety tips and scam protection.
Oh, I found the chicken with a birth date.
Mhm.
Well, it's not specifically a chicken, but it's Nettie Metcalf, born in 1859, an American farmer from Warren, Ohio. Nettie Metcalf is credited with creating the Buckeye chicken breed.
Oh. Ah!
I'm actually just in shock and awe, to be honest, with the information he gathered so quickly about a chicken. And it's
Hey, it was officially recognized by the American Poultry Association in 1905.
Wow.
no wonder Link is terrified of chickens. So,
It's no
On that
wonder
note-
you never mess with a chicken in Skyrim.
Well, I mean, she was the only woman recorded by the American Poultry Association to create a chicken breed.
huh, that is very interesting. History.
She
It's
was
fun.
the original chicken whisperer.
Wait, she whispered the cock? I mean, fuck. I just messed that up. I mean, damn it, Llama. Look what you made me do on our safety tips.
Hey,
But
those
doesn't
chickens
matter.
got more than the tip.
damn it, Llama. We're gonna get that counter one day, and it's gonna go up to
I need
100.
I need to figure out how to make one, and I will be putting one on.
Talk to your AI; it might find one for you. Give me a counter that I can push a button for and go up a number every time.
I like to push your buttons.
I'm talking about button pushing.
Yep. Talking about button pushing. When you
What
pushing-
segment are we on again?
Damn it, Llama. When you're pushing buttons on machines or equipment, make sure you pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure you know where your positionings of your body, your handprints are. I've witnessed a lot of safety videos in my life, if not been around people have had horrible atrocities because they didn't pay attention where body parts were or things that were near that could have shot off while they pushed the button. And there was no other safety around except for being in the right position when they were not. Always know where your hands are. Always know where your feet are when you're working with any kind of hydraulics, machinery, or tech. Make sure you're not wearing any kind of loose clothing or anything that can get hooked and or caught while you're doing something. You don't want to get pulled into something for your last moments of being horror or terror. We don't need that. And accidents are not fun. You'll learn it if you watch Beetlejuice, what happens to people with accidents. So, hey, Besides that, when it comes to safety tips, be wary and mindful of a lot of email scams or fake callers. There's a lot out there. They will call you. I have my phone set up to check and make sure it's a scam person or not, and it's a scam person 9 out of 10 times when I get the scam call. It's horrible, and lately it's been 10 out of 10, which is really bothersome. So the scammers are increasing. Be mindful of emails and phishing hooking line ones or anything shady or worrisome. Be mindful of any kind of emails that look like they're from a job posting or a place for work or a place for your vehicle. I keep getting ones for a vehicle a lot lately, and I'm just like, no, this isn't correct. If you knew any of my information, you would know what kind of vehicles I drive. That's not it. So why are you lying? Also be mindful of certain text messages you get as well, or you can receive, especially links. Do not click on random links without checking or figuring out what they are. You don't want to have something that starts scamming or hacking your phone, taking your money without your permission or without your knowledge, getting all your personal information or data, and they can use it to harass you and or do horrible things to you, or just steal all your cash if you have any. I don't got any anyways. You could try. It's nothing there. You'll probably get an IOU, and then you'll start having to pay me.
I found a quarter the last time I was in that room.
That was probably my life savings. Thanks. But on that note, does anybody else have any kind of safety or tips, warnings, or anything else they would like to talk, discuss, or mention?
Yeah, if you do open an email from somebody you don't know, and it has an attachment, usually it'll show you like a little preview of the attachment. I've been getting a few of them where it's like, hey, your PayPal invoice is here. You can very easily contact PayPal directly to confirm that it is not without ever opening that attachment. If you never know the source of something, always go to the fact that DJ Thunderbase is just our icon.
Literally, he's our icon. His head is the icon. That's so cool. He is Thunderbase.
I lost my train of thought because I looked up and was noticing that.
I was looking up too, and I was like, "Hey!" And he sat perfectly into it. I'm just like, kind of get a screenshot of that.
So back to what I was saying. Safety confirmations. You got this. I believe in you.
All right, guys, girls and squirrels. Remember, safety is very important. Confirm and check. And also, you do have weird ones that are trying to lie to try to get something with your work. Contact your work. Show them the email and say, "Hey, listen." Anybody that's a Zelda fan knows what that is.
But now on to our Warhammer.
Whoa!
I farted.
Oh, jeez.
Mike. Hello, fellow citizens of the Imperium. By the grace of the God Emperor and with the permission of His Holy Inquisition, I am allowed to tell you these words.
Holy Emperor, sir.
Chickens.
Today we are going to be talking about the 14th Primarch, also known as Montarion, the Pale King, which in the Lord of Death, and the Prince of Decay. That's after it becomes a giant Mothman.
That's not water, people. That's vodka.
I don't drink vodka. Anyway,
I do. Usually raspberry flavored.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's moonshine then?
I don't drink moonshine either. Well, Montarion was found on a planet called Barbarous, a planet full of poisonous gas and toxic fumes, and where humanity is barely holding its own against. It was basically divided into two factions: a bunch of psychic necromancers and humanity being used as cattle and for farming for parts. Montarion was found by one of those lords named of what was it? Nakar. And for many years, he trained him in military strategy, battle tactics, and Montarion, being a very intelligent and thirsting for knowledge, read as many books as he could get his hands on. He also Nakar also used him for his cruel experiments, and every time he would pass out or nearly die, he calls him weak. And that's pretty much how he got into the. What's the next point?
So was he chaos or?
Yes, he is very much chaos. But see, the thing about Montarion, I know I'm getting ahead of it, is that he did not willingly become chaos. He did not seek it out like Fulgrim or Logar. He kind of was tricked by, but he also kind of stumbled into it as well, because he back to where it was. When the Emperor came to call, he actually leaves the Nakar and leads and starts up a rebellion against him and the High Lords. And the High Lords with the human populations. He eventually, a stranger would come to Barbarous just before his last known victory against Nakar, and made a deal. This was the Emperor, and he made him a deal. If he could defeat Nakar, he'd leave and never come back. But if he can't, he has to swear fealty to the stranger and the Imperium. That stranger was the Emperor. So Montarion, being the stubborn bastard that he is, decided by himself, without his other soldiers, to charge and basically charge the main gates of Nakar's palace by himself, nearly dying in the process. The Emperor would kill Nakar, robbing Montarion of his vengeance, which he will never forgive him for that. He eventually would get reunited with his legion, which he renamed as the Death Guard. And on his first battle, he found a planet that looks very similar to Barbaros, named of Galaxir, which was defying the imperial rule. So his forces were bogged down, and he couldn't accept that. He sent rocket-propelled asteroids towards the planet, and his own flagship with 11,000 Death Guard, which systematically killed every man, woman, and child they came across, and took the planet in a night and a day. In fact, the governor actually called Montarion, and this really shows you how much of a cruel, a merciless, brutal, and unforgiving soul he was. He contacts him. He goes, Montarion goes, "This is your chance to speak. Use it well." The guy goes, "What are your terms?" "There are none." What do you mean?" I spoke very clearly. I will repeat myself. There are no terms. But we wish to surrender. You can't. But we don't wish to fight on you. That was never your choice. I came here to destroy you. What you do with that information is no concern of mine. And he systematically slaughtered them all and killed all the lords publicly in front of. He actually got sanctioned by Horus and Sanguinius because of it. He also, when the Horus heresy broke out, he did not need much convincing to join Horus. In fact, he actually used the Horus Heresy to purge the loyalists from his. He actually killed his own sons on a planet called Isfan 3. When we actually talk about the Horus Heresy, we'll talk about Isfan 3. He would, after the battle of both Isfan 3 and Isfan 5, he actually would go to Prospero and meet after the battle there. And he meets the Khan there. He tries to convince the Khan to join forces with to join Horus. He utterly fails, and they try to kill each other. The Jagatai Khan walks away from that. After that is when he starts his studies into chaos. He seeks answers. In fact, he actually captures a demon of Nurgle, who then would taunt him for years afterwards. Towards the end, towards the end, he actually gets tricked by someone he thought he was a friend, by a man named Typhon. He would destroy the Gellerfield and kill the navigators and strand them in the Immaterium, leaving him prey to Nurgle. When that happened, a mysterious illness entered his ship, killing not just the mortal crew, but his own sons as well. Even Montarion was not immune from the plagues of the Plague Father. In fact, he actually goes down to the cargo hold, opens one of the doors, and yells into the Immaterium and makes a deal with Nurgle. He swears fealty to him, and that is how he becomes a demon prince, and sacrificing not only himself, but his entirety of his Death Guard to become champions of Nurgle. He would fight on Terra during the battles of Terra, bringing pestilence and plagues and this disease that makes you. In fact, Jagatai Khan would ride out to fight him a second time, defeating him again. Not easily. Jagatai Khan nearly dies in the process, but manages to banish Moltarion from the world. Now, in the current setting, he has been seen again in a book series called The Plague Wars, where he nearly kills, where he not only tries to take Makrat in the Ultramar system and nearly kills Rabute Guilliman, but because of the intervention of the God Emperor, he not only defeats Montarion and burns a very large chunk of the Garden of Nurgle, which really pissed off Nurgle, and now he has taken Montarion and captured him again, and now he is probably being tortured, and now he's literally off the board for the foreseeable future. Okay, that's it. What, you guys got any questions?
Is he the one with like the scythe?
Yes.
Okay, I have that figure actually.
He's the giant Mothman scythe guy with the lantern.
Quick,
Yeah.
where is it?
Oh, other side now. I put all the Warhammer guys over here. Where are you, Chaos?
I don't think he's wearing pants.
I'm wearing a kilt.
I
He's
was
wearing
correct.
real man pants.
You know, they only wore kilts to be able to hide more knives.
This guy.
Nope, that's not it.
No,
I
he's
think it's Typhon.
okay.
He looks like a giant Mothman.
Okay, I have the opposite guy. I
Yeah.
might have him.
Well,
I have to go find him. I have a bunch of them. I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes or more.
He has
I mean, we got time.
he's
I got a lot of
giant
Warhammer guys.
Mothman with a gas mask. Like it kind of looks like Scarecrow from Arkham Asylum.
Which
Okay,
guy were we talking about again?
It's a character from Warhammer.
He's the Primarch of the Death Guard.
But on that note, we have our next segment.
It's game time.
Game on. All right, guys. Games. Recently, 4 games and a little bit of game news. I don't know what's going on with Nintendo, but they have been getting into lawsuits lately like crazy. And Pokemon decided to want to start a fight with Digimon.
And the new Nintendo Switch 2 is just, oh yeah, we're not going to do physical copies anymore. And if you try to use anything that's not our product, we're just going to destroy your console.
Yeah, I think all that money out the window. Yeah, how about no? I'm not doing that.
New.
There's a lot of problems with that stuff. I don't appreciate what that is. I've been a Nintendo fan most of my life. I still have my Switch, and I still play and still have a normal subscription. I love that. I'll always play the classic Switch, but I'm probably never going to get the Switch 2. And if I do, it'll only be if they have it so you can actually put in physical copies and purchase physical copies, and it won't brick you for using a different charger. Or just anything, or putting a different game in, or a different code in, or something. No, I'm not doing that. Like, if it's not up, if it doesn't have the code that you purchased it and you bought it because you bought it off the internet or you bought it off a GameStop or something like that, and then you go and try to use it and it's a used game and the code is already registered to another one, it bricks your game or your system. And they don't even tell you that.
So apparently they're putting Modern Warfare 3 on this week. Actually today. On the Xbox Pass. Same with Frostpunk 2 for tomorrow.
I have Modern Warfare 3.
Galaxy Survivor. What the hell is that?
I think he was meaning the new Modern Warfare 3.
Oh, the new version. I have the old version.
I don't know. I honestly didn't like the new version of the.
I like the older ones.
They tried to do, because I usually play the game when I play Call of Duty. I usually play it for the campaign, pretty much. I don't play the multiplayer. Once I play it a couple of times, I'm like done with it. And I don't play it again until I feel like it.
It depends on your competitiveness and how you can handle losses. People really love me as a team because I don't care about winning or losing. I just care about playing the game, and that's my entertainment. And if I know I can't win, I'm gonna be a troll, and I'm gonna mess
with me. It's just I just can't listen to those guys on the English, just butchering the English. Oh, you fucking knew that!
You mute them. I love talking shit to them. Like I'll have to hear them, but I would turn it down so I can hear them at the bare minimum.
I like trolling those guys specifically.
And I start changing my voice. And mixing with them.
One of those guys who use the voice changers on those, and it's like, oh, in a world where you guys suck.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, actually, is my nickname is the Heart's Mace, so everybody assumes I'm a girl, and sometimes I play a girl character, and they'd run in there and they'd mess around with me and start hitting on me and messaging me and stuff, and they start gifting me things, and I'm like, I'm getting free stuff in the game, and then my buddy over there, Zenta's like, don't say shit. Don't say shit. Don't let him know yet. Hang on. All right, you're good now. Thank you, sweet cheeks. Wait, what? And then they just freak on me. And they give me all that stuff back. I am offline.
In a world where mayhem steals hearts.
There's a game they just recently put on the Xbox Pass called Roadcraft. Basically, from what I saw on the trailer, you are part of a construction crew that builds roads.
A lot of those are simulators, and they finally, if you do pass in those games, sometimes you get a random email from a person that does work in those things and say, hey, you technically did a simulation for the past 23 hours playing this game, and you've done some things that most people can't do, and it's great. Would you like a real job? We'll give it a remote control robot to control. Just don't kill anybody, and you'll keep your job. Like something like that.
You know, that's how I
Along
became a trucker. I just kept playing American Trucker Simulator.
You know what the funny thing is? It reminds me of the movie Toys. You guys ever seen the movie Toys with Robin Williams?
Hmm.
I love that movie, and the concept is something that actually is now. They got a bunch of kids, trained them up in playing video games, and they think they're playing video games. In all reality, they're flying out machines and drones and murder fucking people.
They made a reference to that in Simpsons.
Yep. I love that movie, though, by the way. It's great. It's a toy factory and everything, but then the militant older brother decides to turn it all and weaponize every toy into a robot of death. And then we took that and turned it into reality. And the funny thing is actually civilians were the first ones to do it when we had to for a certain kind of warfare, for guerrilla warfare, because some of our soldiers out there would buy a RC, and they're like, shit, we're getting gunned down over here. Strap those explosives to the RC. Yeah? Watch this. And then they're like, okay, upgrade. And then upgrade. Now the military has military-grade robots like this, and robot dogs and robot helicopters. And
Did
the
they have
video
robot
game
chickens?
stuff, they probably do. But in the video game world is becoming reality in some ways now, and people can literally pilot one of those from home. It's scary. Like the war can be fought at home. People will just be they'll see robots fighting each other.
One day they're going to come out with a Call of Duty
Duty.
real, like a Call of Duty RL.
Yeah, we would be piloting a robot running around, and the robots would be firing at each other and shooting at each other in a designated area of an empty city that doesn't have people anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, it would be really cool and fun. Look, we're the guys patenting it. It was us. We said it first. So making like a robot show, and people control those, and they do a dish off of battles in cities that are empty or areas or little spots or something like that. It'd be cool for some that, or just a video game concept world. But is there any new games that you guys want to bring up or mention? I know Dark Trooper here is big on new games. Anything for you? Have you been playing recently?
I think the new Hellraiser game that's coming out looks intriguing.
Huh.
I think it's like the like those games that are really designed for people who really enjoyed the franchise. If you never really see the franchise, you don't really get the concept. Like what's a good example?
It's like guys that walk around wearing the Green Lantern shirt, and you're just like, oh, I love Green Lantern. They're like, what the hell's that? And you're like, the shirt you're wearing, and they're like, oh.
You go up to them and start saying the motto, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing?
The only thing is, everybody knows what Batman is. So, but if it's any of the other ones, like Flash or anything else, they get it wrong all the time.
Adam West, the best Batman. When you start just randomly breaking out into random dances in the middle of a combat, you know you're doing something right.
Everybody was tripping on drugs back then. It was the freaking 70s, dude.
Pow!
I remember, what was it called? The Electric Company?
Yes.
All of those guys were high. Every one of them was blown to their mind on eating something. You could see it in their eyes, see how they talked, how they're having fun, and you're like, they're recording in a studio, just having fun and making money off it. I'm like,
they literally recorded a smoke sesh without the smoke.
It was after they finished the smoke sesh, and they're like, go. It's usually in performances and entertainment, which I've been in most of my life. Mm-hmm. Most people are on drugs. On something for a reason. It's not always confidence or anything else. Sometimes it's just pain. Performing is very painful. Thunder-based healing from his performances.
Or keeping your mind right.
Yep. And same with me. We mental. Also, don't fully play a character to the point where it's literally becomes you. Never go full retard. Like, no joke, that meme is real for a reason. and I know I was in special ed for 13 years. Make fun of me all you want.
Haunted Rihanna would know a lot about that.
Right?
I thought your name was Henry, not Ed.
Buttered toast, Eddie. In all actuality, we kind of did have that in school. You were about cash. I was derpy looking for girls, and we had somebody else that just didn't care.
Oh yeah, they recently just released the remastered Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
Now that sounds fun. I need a cardboard box. Just
Did you know this is an actual thing you can do? You can shoot the end's bird and eat it. And then the ghost bird shows up when he dies.
wow, I didn't know
So
that.
you can have your bird and eat it too?
Yes, at least in that game. I have a friend. He cosplays as Snake often in cardboard box and everything, and he's also done movies with me and DJ Thunderbase here for the Barbarian movie. Was A Day as a Barbarian, Life as a Barbarian. Yeah, Life as a Barbarian. Where
How it feels to be a barbarian.
yeah, that one. And Thunderbase here was one of the main villains that had the big fight scene at the very end with him, and it looked immense. It was beautiful, great death scene. Like, you want to see a beautiful death scene, like it looks good in a combat kind of barbarian-esque style. That right there, those two. And the other man, he good actor, strong, sturdy. We don't talk about the future, but this time happens. People are dealing with stuff. But if we're done with all the gaming around, let's get a little more serious with something today.
Let's head into our political chat.
All right, guys, girls, and squirrels.
So politically out right now. It's like
I am too. At the same time, sadly, life goes on, and weird things have been happening. And
All right, friends, so it seems as though the Trump administration is now planning to go absolute scorched earth on the radical left. Good. You know, it all started with President Trump bravely standing up and identifying the problem. No pussyfooting around, no playing the whole both sides game, the typical empty platitudes and cowardice that you'd expect from a public official. No, instead he defied that and decided to tell the truth directly. The radical left has created a culture of political violence.
why did I do the interviews near the fucking helicopters?
Well, the problem is on the left. If you look at the problem is on the left. It's not on the right, like some people like to say on the right. The problem we have is on the left. And when you look at the agitators,
It's because they're championing mental
you look at the scum that speaks so badly of our country, the American flag burnings all over the place, that's the left, that's not the right. We'll see. We'll be announcing.
And of course, the left was absolutely outraged here. A massive campaign kicked off
Yeah,
instantly to intimidate.
On that note for a moment, when it comes to it and everything, like he's how he's saying and direct is he's meaning the far left. He's not meaning just the left in general. And I know that some of it is that they're not. It's there's peaceful people on the side, but there's way more peaceful people on the right side because they're trying to have discussions. And sadly, a good man, rest his soul, Charlie Kirk, sadly got assassinated because of free speech, which is very messed up. He's a good man. He didn't deserve that. That was wrong. Like, for me, I'm not happy with the shooter person, and the more we find out, the more upset I am, because a certain category with certain people is worrisome.
Basically handing him a defense to.
Well, that's the thing. The far left screwed up there really bad, not realizing this is something that would push very dangerous things, and you know what would happen. Why would you do it? If you know the consequences, that's the problem. Is they don't realize that part right there, the consequence. which is the part of our title today. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. Some of these people said some things that they should not have said. They should not have been cheering, chanting of innocent people's death for free speech, period. Doesn't matter what side they're on. There's people on both sides that were doing it and losing jobs left and right, and that was the consequence. They didn't realize you don't champion death. And a lot of them were like nurses and doctors and stuff. That really worried me. Or teachers. Why? We shouldn't have that. They should not be championing an innocent man's death. They should be respectful and honorable. And his kids now will never get a chance to have his dad sit down and teach them something or learn. They'll never have that experience now. They'll never have the fatherly part that they need. The thing that I look at with my kids and everything is I will always do everything I can to have those memories and give them a chance to grow and have a chance to be better than me. And he can't do that now. And the only thing they're going to remember him in now is history books. It's wrong.
There has been so much today. I truly don't know where to start. So I'm just going to make sure that we start off with a few facts. So a couple of facts that we need to make clear for everyone is that, number one, Director Christopher Wray, when he was appointed to be the head of the FBI, was appointed by Donald Trump. Now, I will agree that I definitely take issue with a number of decisions that Donald Trump makes, especially when it comes to the people that he decides to appoint to very important positions, including this one, because I did have to make sure that I wasn't going crazy. But when I say that you are the least qualified FBI director in the history of the FBI, that is real, because you are the only one that never even served with the FBI prior to joining. Yet we are supposed to believe that
That's
you were
false.
the greatest thing since sliced bread. I didn't ask you a question. Now, what I want to go through is to talk about why you are a failure and why, honestly, we just need to tell you bye-bye. I know that, man, there's...
Jamie Skrakska she's like one of the top best politicians because she's so fiery and so spunky. I could see her as president. Honestly, I could see her.
I don't know. The fiery comeback attitude is a pro and a con. I know how it is with girls with that attitude.
I mean,
I respect the intelligence that she keeps up and checks up on her facts and information, but I don't. That fireback will not end well.
Well, it's also just the three videos I picked is all about the Kash Patel's hearing at the Senate and just showing how disrespectful Kash Patel is to these people who are technically his boss.
Yeah, now that I do agree with. I do not appreciate or approve what Kash Patel's been doing. Because what he said before he got in to what he's in now, they
even say that. They even tell him it's like Jamie Cratchit in a different video even said, you before you became FBI director, you even said you were championing release the Epstein files. And he goes, where's that? Where's that fire? Where are the files? Why haven't you released them yet?
I get you, man. I don't know what happened where he just went, yeah, there's files, and then goes, there are no files. Well, you just lied right there because everybody knows there already are files online, partially leaked and let out. The only ones they didn't let out was the rest, which that's what we're asking for is just the rest of the names. We just want to know who and know who to keep our kids away from. That's the problem, though. Those last few names are probably a bigger name or bigger number that we go, oh, shit. So they're not going to tell the names. But with him, I don't like the Kash Patel has he kept up on anything he said?
No, it's just like and you'll see it again. It's just like how he's just so disrespectful to people who literally could kick him out of his job. If they wanted to, they could kick him out of his job right now. Not Donald Trump, not what's her face, the Attorney General. Them. They have the ability to kick him out of his job. Like right here, watch.
Do you want the American people to believe that? Do you think they're stupid?
No, I
That's
think
what
the
I
American people believe the truth, that I'm not in the weeds on the everyday movements of
you're not in
inmates.
the weeds.
What I am doing is protecting this country, providing historic reform, and combating the weaponization of intelligence by the likes of you. And we have countlessly proven you to be a liar in Russiagate, in January 6th. You are the biggest fraud to ever sit in the United States Senate. You are a disgrace to this institution and an utter coward.
I'm not surprised.
And my thing when I
Russiagate
watched it,
stuff wasn't true fabrication, though, and
the thing
and
is,
so was
when
the
I
other thing.
well, when I was watching this, I'm like, he was saying, if you heard him, like I don't have time to listen to everything. He's like, you are the head of the FBI. It is your job to know everything that is going on in the FBI. That is part of your job. Your job.
You send guys for that then. You have informants and go, okay, all right, guys, now I have a squad of you. You guys go and get this information and send it to me. So I can keep on all eyes, all ears, and I get it in different information. So none of you get all the correct information. You each get a different piece. You bring it to me, I put it together. Bada bing, bada boom. How hard is that?
But yeah,
He has
that,
plenty of
and it's
squad.
also, you are going into a Senate hearing to determine why you are a failure at your job. One,
Did he have anything
and
prepared?
to decide whether you could keep your job. And you come in, and this is not the first time he's gone to a Senate hearing unprepared.
I'm a little upset with him about things.
Like, look at this. Watch this.
I'm not going anywhere.
I am not afraid of you.
Mr. Chairman.
Not afraid of you. Mr. Chairman, point of order. Donald Trump has shown us in his first term and in this term, he is not loyal to people like you.
Which is
He will
true.
cut you loose. This may be the last time I have a hearing with you because I don't think
Trump will
you're
tell you if
Your
we
job.
just trust you.
And
Now
I'm
you're
gonna
like,
tell
no,
you
you're
this.
fired. Get
I
out of here.
pray for you.
Especially now.
I pray for you.
He doesn't even play anymore.
That you can step up and defend your oath, defend the Constitution, and do a much better job of defending this country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That
I think you need a Triforce for stuff like that. For the head of FBI, something that I know that they have way more words of wisdom and years of it with all the other demonology books they've read. But, little jab, because you guys know, when it comes to that, it should be a Triforce. You should have three guys or three people as the top FBI, which are three letters. Three people. Keep it as such, because then you can have more people working with things, figuring things out, getting things and resources together. Three minds are better than one. And yet you have more to work with. The thing is, though, is just loyalty, trust, and respect. All right, now for this, it's more just the beginning of what the stuff is, and he's going to explain a little bit. It's really cool.
I don't think this is going to be the last time I make a video about this type of content because, quite frankly, I encourage people to respond to this either positively or negatively in terms of agreeing with what I'm saying or doing me the honors of giving me a counter argument that I can then respond to. Honestly, I relish the challenge. Now, in my continued research of the goth subculture, I can't help but realize a constant, consistent lack of political overtones. It's just not there. But what I've been seeing from these ideologues and their sycophants, it's just constantly, you have to agree with the politics. You have to agree with the leftist politics. You have to be a liberal or a leftist. You have to. And if you don't agree with this, they have to be eradicated and removed, and they're not allowed in our space in an attempt to fight fascism, or what they've incorrectly labeled fascism. And it's weirdly easy to fall into that label these days. You may have accidentally just made a common sense observation and whoops, you just tripped into fascism. Yeah, I don't really agree that women should be having a foot race against biological men. Oh, I didn't realize you were Hitler. This kind of.
But yeah, stuff like that for also what he's explaining. Just how is it that you can assume someone is a fascist that hasn't actually done anything of harm or violence to you? Like, fascism is actually when someone's actually putting oppression physically upon you.
It was the justification for the Ukraine war. They say, "Oh, we're going in to get rid of fascism." It's like, except they're not fascists.
No, that was a lead-in. That's why they did. That's why they said they were doing just exercises, and that turned into war. That's what they always
just like, or it's just like with our justification. Oh yeah, they the Viet Cong attacked us with their navy. It's like the Viet Cong didn't have a navy at the time. They don't even have a navy now.
No, that's the thing though. That's propaganda, and that's the problem. It's just propaganda that would feed and lie into each other to back up so they can push a narrative, get enough people to vote for something, just so they can do the thing they want to do. And usually they already did the thing they want to do. They just now it's do I let people know or not let the people know that we just blew this up and said it was something else. And it's been happening a lot. The left, the right, the fighting back and forth, the struggle, the pain, the irritation.
It's just like watching a really, really bad tennis match.
Yeah, and it's people.
I don't even like watching tennis. I think tennis is boring.
It's fun to play. Fun to play.
Watch. Play? No, that's basically any sport. It's more fun to play it than to watch it.
I don't know. Girls volleyball is more fun to watch. I'm sorry. I'm not lying. I'm sorry. Am I? No, I'm not sorry. Let's go into this one for a moment.
The complete text messages between the Charlie Kirk assassin and his lover have been released. And it's fairly cut and dry, basically explaining why he did what he did. Now, there is something interesting about it. Some people are suggesting it's weird. It seems fake. Something's off about it. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it makes sense the way it does, but Matt Walsh made an interesting point to which I agree to a great degree. And that is, it looks like the shooter may have stated these things and staged this conversation to absolve them of responsibility. Now, maybe I'm thinking too far ahead of myself. However, the DOJ is actually investigating a potential transgender online group for foreknowledge. This we've known about for some time. But there is more evidence emerging that there may be others involved, in which case possibly these messages were sent in an effort to make it look like these other people were not involved. We don't know for sure. We can only go by the official reporting so far, and today was a crazy day, and there was an insane amount of news. The old man who screamed that he shot Charlie Kirk and was detained, apparently, according to documents, he did it to help the shooter escape, and now he's been charged with child abuse images. Very crazy.
Yeah, that's the other guy. It makes it worse. But before the pedo creep, the other thing is these people, the text messages, seems like there must have been more, because things look like they've been edited or cut in how the conversation went, because just how the conversation was read and everything, just sitting there going, this sounds
scratchy at the head.
Yeah, I heard it several different times, repeated and reiterated several different times, and I'm sitting there going, it really doesn't sound like a normal conversation. It sounds like there's things missing or deleted or edited, or there's things in there they're not showing. There's information they're not telling people, and they're probably not going to tell people for 70 years, waiting until almost everybody's dead, and it's their great-grandchildren that find out the truth. And then they're like, oh, my great-grandpa would have been pissed about this.
Or if we're still around by then.
Exactly. And that's the point. And they do that, and it's technically illegal. You're not.
Your kids on my lawn.
The main reason they do that is to protect operational. Like, most of the time when they do it, like, for example, when it's government stuff, they usually do that because they want to protect the people who are involved, so that they don't get killed or hunted down and murdered. That there's a good reason why they don't tell people. When something is classified, they wait for at least 50 years before they release it to the public. It's mostly just to protect the operatives.
Yeah, I kind of feel like DJ Thunderbase is intentionally doing this, where he used to not use the camera. Now he's just covering himself with the logos.
Right. So with that, and it comes to the left and the right,
they're both wrong.
They're having their own problems. They have their own issues, but one needs to be focused on more than the other at the time. Sadly,
really bad tennis.
Yeah, It's a cause and effect. One person caused something, and now there's an effect. It's the whole FAFO, fuck around, find out. Now that they're threatening, like, here's another thing, Destiny. This stupid jockey, this cuckold. Oh my God, by the gods and holy squirrels, like, on the internet and everything for this dude, it's creepy as hell. He's been caught with a illicit pictures or whatnot from a younger lady. His own son outed him about this stuff, and then he brags and boasts about the whole death and saying that he's hoping that everybody that's on the right is terrified and scared. And then he tried to lie about all the stuff with Charlie Kirk and say that the shooter person, that none of this stuff ever happened. It was somebody else. And this person was a MAGA person, when every single time it wasn't. They even proved it wasn't. It's a person that was on the left. They even stated they were radicalized on the left for everything. Even the dad and the mom had the interview of back and forth thing explaining that. But on this one, Laura Crowder, this guy, man, he will dig into any information and he will find it for you. This guy knows.
The thing he just said is factually incorrect. But Destiny just can't help himself, because he also, on Piers Morgan, blamed Charlie Kirk's death on, you and me, voters just like Charlie.
There is not a single mainstream conservative that will call for a lowering of the temperature on their side. I think that liberals need to wake up and finally realize that if they're not willing to do it, it will never come down. If you wanted Charlie Kirk to be alive, Donald Trump should have been president for his second term. Every time he's in office, this happens. People joked about when Biden came in, it was so boring, nothing was going on. 7 out of 10 of the
know that
American history have happened under Donald Trump. All of the recent
just
political
because Donald Trump became president does not mean that Charlie Kirk would have not gotten killed.
Majority of it. Everybody gets mad.
Kirk would have been a great president. This guy
that is a blatantly false statement, sir. You have no evidence to prove that if Donald Trump had not gotten into office, he would have not died.
The point is that he would have sadly had this happen because of these crazy people, period, because they hated him and had a hate group for him for years. But he was a big turning point in helping and push for the young vote for Trump and everything, which I understood and agree with on my side, understanding that there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I prefer in the middle over everything, but I lean to the right for other things also because they're the ones that help me. It's just like the meme where it shows the guy that's blue pushes the guy that in the middle that's white. Guy in the middle falls over to the people in the red. People in the red lift him up, and then the guy in the blue is like, "Why are you on their side?" It's like, "You just shoved me over here." Because the people that usually can't handle a conversation that lead to violence are usually on the left. It's not a rude disrespect. It's a thing about discipline. Most gun owners that are on the right are mostly disciplined. Most people on the right are more martial artists, actual martial artists. Most people on the left are not. Most people, sadly, it's a political view thing too. Drama and issues. And it's a mental problem. It's that they have their things. That's why there should be a 3-party system, not a 2-party system. And also you have the whole wolf in sheep's clothing. You have a lot of bad actors and bad people just on the left, period. They should not be in politics in general because they mentally can't handle a normal conversation. What makes you think they should be in a political view of any point around people when they're acting like psychosocials around people in a very angry or deathly way? And they're making everybody on the left that has regular politic views look bad. Well, let's go to this one.
Lefties are losing it after finding out that their words actually do indeed have severe consequences. I got a banger from Melanie King. Let's get straight into it.
Job. I was just fired from my job. I was just fired from my job.
Say that again.
I was just fired from my
job. Have you learned your lesson?
Nothing but this one side. I have nothing anymore.
You shouldn't have made close that you're getting locked in with.
The more you're going to find out.
I love that meme, but it's true.
Why was he not wearing pants?
Actually, don't know. They had to blur out where his.
No, they were blurring out the word "fucking."
Okay, I thought it was his balls.
Yeah, no, it was just doing that terrible, stupid censoring shit.
Yeah, that's just. But nonetheless, there's a lot of them. This is like there's thousands, if not more, people overnight didn't realize they just all lost their job after the things they said, and not realizing that these people championing death. Now we know who they are. Like, and a lot of them were the sneaky ones hiding and left. I don't believe they were actual people that are lefties, and I think they were just mentally ill people that should not be in politics. Period. I think in some kind of interesting ways there should be proper classes on that stuff. School needs actual education, like it used to. There used to be shop class. There used to be home mech. There used to be a gun class. There was a lot less shootings in those times, and people were more protected. And everybody had a gun. So
used to be an actual common knowledge class.
Yes. And a lot of less kids shot themselves or shot their parents not knowing the difference between a real gun and a toy gun. How many times do kids, since the 90s and up, accidentally shot themselves or their family of some sort or somebody else? And sometimes it was just complete accident because they didn't know because they thought it was a toy. And they weren't taught. I was taught at a very young age about weapons and firearms and the dangers and explosives and what pros and cons and don't do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do this stuff. There is consequences. And if you say horrible or messed up things, it can lead back to you. Or people could take things out of context, edit things, and make you look bad. I've had to deal with it myself for years. People trying to ruin my life, you could say. And it gets annoying. A lot of people are jealous or get pissed off or mad, and they show their true colors one day and get upset. And the same thing happens here when it came to freedom of speech with conversations. You read some of the conversations talking about, oh, their person said some hateful things. No, the other people don't realize you say hateful things too. And this person, even if he didn't even say it in a hateful way, he said things in a nice, kind way or a logical standpoint. And if he was wrong, he would say thank you and correct himself. You don't get that. You don't get a calm demeanor. How many people can stay calm through everything, no matter what, for a test? At least within the test I watched through him, he passed every one. That's true leadership, true strength, true kindness. It didn't matter about his politics. It mattered about his views to other people's views, and someone didn't like it, so they decided to end his views because they didn't agree, which is wrong. If you don't agree, you can agree to disagree and walk away. Don't put violence. If you want violence, go and train in martial arts. Go learn all that stuff and figure out what it really is. Go into pro wrestling and get hurt and understand how it is. It's not fun. I've been fighting my whole life and I'm in pain. Violence is not the answer. Every time I had an argument that ended in violence, it wasn't worth it. If I was right or not, or if I was wrong or not, it didn't matter. Someone at the end of the day was hurting for damn near the rest of their life because me or the other. And you don't need that same thing for this. If you can't handle it, turn off the damn TV. Shut off your phone. Stop listening to it. If it supposedly hurts you, because that's the thing that people aren't taught anymore, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Those who are actually taught that and understand that, usually you'll notice they never have problems usually. And you can talk crap. The only thing that gets me upset is certain categories, which I can still control myself and not swing. I don't swing first and everything, and I make sure if I pay attention if they're going to swing first at me, do they have a weapon? Are they going to cheap shot? Are they going to be dangerous? You have to be still prepared just in case because of dangerous people. The thing is, when everybody was armed and protected themselves, everybody thought twice about being stupid. Because it was like Judge Dredd. Some people were the judge, jury, and executioner all at the same time against the bad people. There's more good people than there are bad people with guns. And the bad people don't realize the good people hold themselves back respectfully and honorably, and showing that knowing that if we screw up and start using like these freely, there's going to be laws put in place that will take them away from all of us. And then no one will have one And when everybody doesn't have anything to protect themselves, guess what happens? We have the same thing that happens with every genocide. They took away your weapons. Now they're coming for you. We have to protect ourselves. And sadly, some people aren't. They're taking words as violence. Words are not violence unless you are using them in a violent term, such as, how can you say, what's the wording of that word? Threatening somebody. Like you're threatening with the words. Explaining something verbally or in detail, which is still wrong.
Verbal
you don't do
assault?
Yeah, thank you. Verbal assault in that way. Don't do that stuff. It's better to talk about things correctly and respectfully and responsibly. I do everything I can to not rage because it's so hard to do, but it's makes you a bigger person, makes you a stronger person. Just be protective. Let's go to this one.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, the channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. So just as I've been saying covering this Charlie Kirk assassination, there's all kinds of emphasis being put on the Tyler Robinson individual, the actual shooter, and obviously it makes sense why. And you'll also hear the Democrats, attempting to shift blame or distance themselves from this act of terror by claiming, well, it's one crazed individual's actions. You can't tie it to us. You can't possibly do that. But absolutely we can, and we definitely should, because honestly, like I keep saying, Tyler Robinson is simply a symptom of a much larger problem. And we've spoken at length about the Democrat Party, but now it's time to again zoom out and focus on another institution that's deeply involved and might really be at the core of all of this pervasive left-wing culture of violence that dominates the world of academia from bottom to top. I'm sure you guys have seen the countless amount of literal teachers coming out publicly celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. Well, it's one thing to do it on your personal social media page. It's another to do it in school, in class. And that's exactly what we've got here, a secretly filmed video where a community college professor praises the Charlie Kirk shooter in her class. This is the problem,
not for kids, not for teenagers, doesn't matter.
Institutions. Let me show you guys what's going on. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so here's the first clip. We got a Greensboro, North Carolina community college professor by the name of Lisa Greenlee. Well, she was just filmed telling her students, quote, "I'll praise the shooter. He had good aim."
So, prayers and thoughts for Charlie Kirk. No, I have no prayers and thoughts for him left from all my prayers and thoughts for these innocent children who did nothing wrong. We're not setting out divisive, hateful messages. We're not saying empathy is the problem with America. I refer to him as the anti-empathy guy. I'm just not sure that y'all had heard about this.
And she was fired that day.
Something that's more concerning.
She should not be spreading on school grounds on the clock.
What is he doing?
Teachers, I think it's somewhere in their contract. You're not supposed to push your politics or anything on the children.
Tell me that wasn't harmful.
Not just that, but it's also the
Yeah, I'll praise the shooter. He did.
It's just not right to do. It's a brainwash.
Here's exactly what I've been warning about for years.
You're pushing things, you're praising things, and you're teaching these kids it's okay. No, you do not teach a whole generation of kids that. That's disgusting. You know how bad that will end? Have people not remembered what the 1940s was? Like the late 1930s, the early 1940s, like what happened there? And with the Hitler Youth and everything, a whole generation of kids taught to murder fuck people? Like, seriously? You don't preach that stuff, especially in schools. You don't tell kids, you don't say and glorify, you don't hope and happy. That's wrong. No.
Yeah, that school is for learning. A school is not for you to push your political agenda.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which side.
For a moment there, it kind of makes you wish you could just take a newspaper, roll it up, bop around the nose and say, bad teacher, bad teacher.
But I bet, biggity bet, she'd be pissed off. Oh, violence, because they always play the card back 10 times fold. And that's the big problem. You notice that there's no riots. We're not running around murder fucking people, not smashing in windows, not stealing stuff. What happened with George Floyd? How long of riots? 30-something plus people, innocent, died.
Mm-hmm.
And little kids too. Well, walked right up to a minivan with a mom with her kids and killed a bunch of kids and the mom. No one batted an eye. No one mentioned anything. And the people that did mention it, they're like, oh, you're lying. And then when they pull up the news, they're like, oh, it happened. But they don't talk about it. They talk about other stuff. And if it doesn't suit a certain narrative, how you'll notice certain news media are controlled, the other news medias are still going far on the other side too. That's all we need.
Both sides just need to it's just all this analyzation of something that's a tragedy like this. It's just, what's it going to accomplish apart from making sound bites?
We need to have time to mourn. We need to have time for silence and mourning and respect. Let the body be buried. Let the family lay to rest and have respect. Let them have their thing. Sadly, what we're worried about is a lot of the people that we just showed you in news and everything else, and all those people, there's lists off of their heads. Hell, I know I have people off at me trying to murder fuck me because I spoke the truth or I pulled up facts and everything, ruining people that were trying to ruin me. Don't start something, I won't finish it. And then they want to keep going. Hey, we can both stop this by agreeing to stop, being respectful with one another. But you got to understand that there's a line. Do not cross a line with anybody. Everybody should have their boundaries and their respect. You have your voice of opinion. Cool. I have mine. If you really want to have some kind of thing that involves aggression, get a video game. You guys play a game. See who wins, who's better. If not, issue a martial arts challenge. And if they say no or whatever, okay, fine. Whatever.
Get a video game. Get into music. Get into painting or drawing. Get an at-home gym.
Express your anger, something else's fuel, but don't use it to harm.
Chase your chickens.
No, they should. People should start planting more, should learn more, should learn how to survive more and understand better. Take more time and knowledge and read. Instead of being angry and pissed off at the politics of them saying something that you don't agree with, go ingest in a book that has more knowledge of something that makes so you can learn better. Hey, now I can make something that saves me more power at the house. Now I did something that I gained more money.
There are far more constructive ways to do things than to always instantly jump to violence.
Yeah, violence should never be the answer unless it's absolute at the very end. But sadly, some people push to it at first. No, you shouldn't. If everybody was like that, how many people would survive? Only the top dogs. Whoever's the best of it, and whoever has the big red button to go boom. And has a bunker to hide down in.
We're not going to talk about
there are those people, and they're just sitting and waiting for that day to happen, and the rest of us will all murder each other, and then they'll come up one day and be like, "We rule now." Cool. What idiots? We need to stop that. We need to sit down and talk. The people need to have discourse the proper way, and then they don't realize that the 0 to 60 is hitting up there, and you shouldn't be doing that. You don't go 0 to 60. That's why you need this. You need the balance. You need that yin and yang effect. You need it. What happens when you mix red and blue? You get purple. You get the purple people card. For the people, by the people, of the people. And instead of a donkey or an elephant, we have the American bald eagle, brave and free for a reason. This is the symbol that what it should be for the people that are sitting more in the middle than everything. You're going to have people in opposition. You're going to have people that have views on both sides. That's what that is. It's discourse accordingly. Sit down and talk without hatred. Brand new and fresh. You have no history of evil or hatred or anything on either side, which there's on both sides. But there is more on one side than the other side, sadly, and the left is really showing it, and they shouldn't be. They took the masks off, and all they did was push people away. There's a lot of people that left. A lot. And it's because of how they acted. I'm doing everything I can to not talk disrespectful and not talk shit and say, oh, they're all... No, I know that there's people on the side that are good. I know there's people on the side that are respectful and honorable and follow the rules. There are rules. If no one follows the rules, what is order? It's all chaos. It's a chaotic world. We are in a chaotic minds ourselves. But we have our chaotic era odyssey to show you. The world is chaos, but it should still maintain balance of law and order. If you can't You can't have one without the other. And if you have too much chaos, there's a problem. Chaos is naturally nature itself. It shouldn't be the people. That's what the chaos should be. The chaos shouldn't be ourselves. It shouldn't be us running amok and destroying each other.
Yeah.
We should be all working together, surviving for the next generation to improve, to be better than us and such. And then the chaos will reign throughout the planet of Mother Nature anyways, and we have our own minds that we can have our conversations. Put it on paper. Put it in a video game. Put it in a story. Don't do it in real life, though, when it comes to harm. You know what we do every single time we get bent up or angry up? We make a story and everything. And we do that every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, called Rolling to Die.
I just choke a chicken.
Damn it, llama. Segway broken.
Today's episode brought to you by chickens.
My cock is going to hit you.
That's a rooster.
Like a chicken. I'll cock-a-doodle-doo. But we have that for next week. We are, or for this Friday, it's going to be the Doom Crawlers for our Rolling to Die. And remember, people, we have the Chaotic Minds itself, with the original start off of Mayhem and DJ Thunderbase, and then added in there with the awesome Orkman himself, Dark Trooper, and with the Supreme Overlord Llama. Llama.
Ding dong.
Damn it, Llama. But is there anything else we want to talk about for this? As here's our symbol for Rolling to Die. If anybody wants to be ever interested, remember, Rolling to Die is a custom concept that we created for our own D&D style. Sometimes determination and understanding is just rolling 2 dice, tell me those, and I usually have 1 light, 1 dark, or opposition of color deliberately. And you tell me what they are, and I go off that. And
if there's any, for the lore section, if there's anything you guys particularly want to talk about, or you want us to talk about any specific kind of stories or lore or creatures or whatnot, leave a comment below, and please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, where did I fuck up my credit?
The GMK will tell you that later with the Gray Mercenary Knights, with their combat performance training and also stunt performance for movies and acting, as the GMK studios will be built up by the Chaotic Era Odyssey. Llama.
Ding
Damn
dong.
it, Llama.
Bing bong. Ooh.
I should have did tally marks.
What, are you going to tell me
Any
banana?
final statements before we close it
Till
out?
daylight come.
Nope, I said what
All
I
right,
need to say.
Remember every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times, we have the Chaotic Minds here. You'll have at least us 4 almost every Wednesday, and occasionally we'll have special guests and everything, like our Dom the Lion Sage and a couple other people. Remember, we have our Rolling to Die, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Friday night. And usually a 3-hour session, depending on the story. And to that, DJ Thunderbase.
All right, and don't forget to tune in next week for the next episode of Chaotic Minds. Once again, I'm Devontae Ewing, aka DJ Thunderbase, saying thank you for joining us, and good night.